What is up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. So I just finished filming my labor and delivery story, but Legend is still asleep, so I'm like, I'm gonna get this video out for you guys. Been getting a lot of questions about like postpartum care and stuff like that, and you know, basically how it's been. I'm now 3 weeks. Well, actually today I'm like 4 weeks postpartum. He'll be a month old in a couple days, but I'm 4 weeks postpartum, and so I can you know, kind of touch on what I've been doing, what I was given, and stuff like that as far as postpartum care. Like the first day after having the baby, you know, you have the IV in. So once you're cleared to have your IV taken out, basically what they did for me is that you have to pee basically a certain amount of liters before they're like, okay, you're good on fluids, we can take this IV out, you can take your first shower. You guys, the first shower after delivering a baby is like the best shower that you will ever have in life. You don't want to like wipe at all, you know, or anything whenever you're peeing. You want to just make sure that you dab. They're going to give you this little bottle, and you're gonna want to clean yourself with this with warm water every single time you use the bathroom, because you can't wipe and stuff like that. You just want to make sure that you stay you know, really clean down there. So you want to just fill this up. Sometimes I would even fill it up 2 times and make sure that I'm really good, nice and clean down there. Like the first couple of days, you know, you're gonna be bleeding pretty heavy. So in the hospital they give you pads. The pads that they give you are these huge, if you can see compared to my face, these huge pads. My hospital has 2 different sizes, so they have those huge ones, and then they have these ones that are a little bit smaller. But honestly, like the first day, you're just gonna have to wear one of these. Like, I'm a person who doesn't really like pads, but there is nothing that you can do about the bleeding. I bled a lot less with Legend than I did with my first, but with my first, like, I bled a lot. But this time around, I didn't bleed that much. They're also gonna give you ice packs depending on if you tore or not, I think. So I think like the first 24 hours or so, like each time that you use the bathroom and change out your pads, you're also gonna be putting an ice pack down there, and those are they're pretty okay. They're pretty calming down there. I wasn't in too much pain, but in the hospital they were giving me Motrin ibuprofen, and that's what I also took at home, is ibuprofen as well. I didn't need anything stronger than that, and I took Motrin ibuprofen probably for about a week or so. So depending on your tolerance or stuff, you know, that's how many you'll take and stuff like that. But I only took them usually like in the morning and then at night when I went to bed. So that's usually when I would take my ibuprofen. So let me show you guys the mesh panties. These are the mesh panties. I still have a pair. They had 2. These are like the little short ones, but I think I have another pair of regular ones. But personally, I use those in the hospital, and then I would put my other panties on top, because you just don't want to like dirty any of your panties or whatever the first couple of days. They're uncomfortable. A lot of people use the Depends brand of like the panties that come with the pads in them. I was gonna buy some, but I was like, honestly, I'm cheap as hell, and I'm like, the hospital ones are fine. Like, ain't nobody trying to be sexy. After a couple of days, like once the bleeding kind of slows down, you can switch to like, you know, just a regular pair of pads, so you're not using like those big ones because they get uncomfortable. But like you know, just switch to like the Always. These are like the regular 8-hour protection. I also use the 10-hour protection. Now 4 weeks later, I'm using just panty liners, and I'm basically done bleeding at this point. My hospital gave me witch hazel pads. Basically, you know, these are helpful down there as well, and they help you heal. And then if you have any hemorrhoids, TMI, but I was kind of constipated, so my hemorrhoids got a little bad, but yes, these helped with the hemorrhoids as well. And a lot of this video is gonna be TMI anyways, because it's like postpartum care, like hello. As far as your boobs go, so you know the baby's going to start eating. Legend came out and within the first hour, like he was eating, so like my nipples started to get really sore really fast. So I'm glad I brought it to the hospital because I actually like needed it in the hospital starting day one, which is the nipple cream, and I use the Shea Moisture Raw Shea Kupakao Mommy Soothing Nursing Balm, and it helps heal, soothe, and protect sensitive nipple area, and it's compatible with breastfeeding. Y'all, this stuff smells so this stuff smells so good, like so good. And then you're also gonna want to get you some nursing pads, and these are just the Lancino Stay Dry nursing pads, because you know you're gonna be leaking and you don't want to just leak all over your bras and stuff. Make sure you get you some good bras. I personally like sports bras when it comes to breastfeeding, just because they're easier to lift up. I'm not really like a nursing bra person. I own one nursing bra for when I actually like go out the house, but for the most part I just use like sports bras or whatever. I'm trying to think of what else. Stay away from like going upstairs and just working your body, just doing too much. Like when you're postpartum, like you're gonna feel good. You know you're gonna be a little tired from being up with the baby through the night, but there's gonna be moments where you feel like, oh, I got this. You know, let me just. No, girl, you need to just sit down, relax. You know, do your Kegels. And you know, just get yourself feeling okay. Like, you know, there's gonna be moments where you're like just super tired. Just take the time that you need to recover. Don't try to push yourself. I know a lot of us are moms already. We tend to, you know, kind of forget like, hey, you just had a baby, like you need to calm down. My mom was here, which was great help with Legacy, and then she took Legacy with her back to Connecticut. So that was very helpful. And you know, she kind of just would tell me like, just relax, Joanna, like don't do anything. Like she barely wanted me to even go up and down the stairs, you know, because she wanted to make sure that I healed right and that, you know, you feel good. She said that, you know, in the long run you can start to feel that on your body like later on in life. So you just want to make sure that you take the time to rest. Don't try to push yourself too much. I noticed that the days that I would do too much, like I would have a headache, or I would start to bleed a lot. So you just want to make sure that you relax and, you know, take the time to recover and don't push yourself too much. I also use like, I have some, I guess they call it, like in Spanish they call them fajas, but basically it's like, it's gonna be like a undergarment that you can put on that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna suck you in basically. But I also use this as well, which is just like a gym sweatband. And you know, the first couple of weeks or so you don't want to like put it on like super tight or anything like that, but you just want to make sure that you keep yourself together in that area, so that it doesn't get out of control. You also want to make sure within the first couple of days, but at least it was recommended for me to kind of massage your uterus. Like, so your uterus is going to start to shrink more and more as the days go on after you have the baby. So it was just recommended that you massage that area and kind of get that uterus to go back into place. Yeah, you want to stay away from thongs and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think that that's something that anyone needs to be told, but you're not going to want to put on a thong or anything like that. You want to make sure that you continue to take your prenatal vitamins, of course, if you're breastfeeding. And as far as breastfeeding goes, I guess I could kind of touch on that as well. The first couple of weeks of breastfeeding, you guys, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt really, really bad. I actually forgot like how much it hurt in the beginning, and I was even telling my mom like, oh, when is it gonna stop hurting? Because it's something that, like, you know, would literally make you want to quit breastfeeding, because you're just like, you can't take this pain. Like, like painful. What I found to be helpful was pumping, but I was producing a lot more milk than Legend was eating, so I could not let my boobs get engorged because it makes the pain even worse. So I was pumping. Right after he would eat, I would pump, and I would basically drain my boobs all the way, because by the time 2 hours came by for him to eat again, like the milk would be right back in my boobs. So I was pumping a lot. And also make sure that you massage your breast if you start to feel yourself getting engorged, or if you have any what are they called, a duct, I think, like if you have like a knot or something, or an area that's very sensitive. Like one of my boobs was like really sensitive, and my mom told me that it was probably clogged, so I had to like sit in the shower with hot water hitting my boob, and I literally massaged it out, and I felt so much better after that. But the pain goes away. Legend is almost a month old, and yeah, my nipples are still a little sensitive, but it's not as painful as it was in the beginning. I promise it gets a lot easier to breastfeed, and just stick with it. It'll get better, and in the long run, it's the best thing for your baby. I think I pretty much touched on anything. If you have any other questions as far as postpartum care, leave them down below in the comment section. I love to answer comments all the time, especially helping other moms out, especially first-time moms. As this is, you know, my second time going through this, I love to be able to just offer any kind of help that I can. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.